Hey y'all, today's discussion will be on another comment I got on a previous video, and that is how to prevent matting in your protective styles, primarily twists. This is the question of my life. So this also is going to be a discussion topic. This is not going to be me telling you the answer because I do not have the answer, but I would like to find the answer for you. So if all I can do is use my platform to gather the people to this video who have the answer so you guys can figure it out, then I've done my job. So I think a lot of us are struggling with matting in our twists. Not just 4C girlies, the type 4 girlies, like in general, we have matting issues. So even for me, when I did my protective style challenge in mini twists, like the one thing that drove me crazy, oh, not the one, I mean, I missed being able to wear my hair out, like that did suck, but that wasn't like driving me crazy. The one thing driving me insane was like the matting that I had to deal with. So when you detangle your twist afterward, like it takes 100 hours because the twists have matted up. And so I was never able to find a good way to combat that. I just wanted, to reach my hair goal so bad that I was willing to do anything, which meant I could handle it. I handled it barely. I handled it for the amount of time it needed to be handled, and then I was fine because it's not like I had to do it for the rest of my life. So for those people who really just love twist, you want to live in twist, or you just don't have that kind of brute force mentality to push through something that's really miserable like I do or I did, then we need to find a solution. So the ideas that I've had that I wasn't able to implement during my time in mini twists are very minimal, but I will tell them to you anyways, and you guys let me know if you have experience with this and whether it worked or not and your thoughts. So the only thing that I really thought could probably help mitigate the matting was if I used a gel. And I've never liked gels because I was afraid of the drying and the casting and the flaking and all of those negative things that you kind of invite into your life when you start using a gel. I had felt like I had enough going on trying to figure out my hair on its own, and that was just an added layer of complication that I was not ready for, and I've just never been ready for, so I never really tried it. So I know that we have botanical gels, and I actually had this product that's a really soft curling custard. So, gels like the Kinky Curly styling custard. Yeah, those botanical type gels are like curl custards, or like custards, right? And Curl Dynasty makes one that I have tried in the past once, but I didn't use long term, and I definitely didn't use it during a long-term protective style challenge, that I was curious about, and I was thinking maybe if I use this in my twists, they wouldn't mat up so much, but I never got to use it for that purpose, so I do not know if it would help. If I ever did it again, that is what I would try first, is using a gel on top of everything to see if that would kind of help keep the matting at bay. If the curling custard didn't work, say, the matting just was doing its thing, then I would try next one of the hardcore gels, the Eco Stylers of the world, because I feel like the issue with matting is your hair is not staying in place. And for me, so the matting is always really bad at the roots. And what I know about the roots is that it's kind of like a conglomerate of really short and different length hair, all in the same space. And so because you've got that super length discrepancy happening at the top, even when you twist your hair all the way to the bottom, those short hairs will quickly find their way out and mesh and do all sorts of things. The point is they're not staying where you put them. And so I think that's the reason why our hair mats, at least at the roots, for me, so much. And so my goal would be to try to keep those hairs in place as long as possible and as sturdy as possible. So if the soft gel didn't work, my thought would be, okay, maybe I need something that's going to hold it better. So I would then try Eco Styler or whatever pomade is supposed to like keep your hair slicked down, you know, like through the apocalypse could keep the stray hairs in place. That's the gel I would look to. I wouldn't want to because I feel like it'd be drying, but it's a test that I would perform to see how it affects the matting. In addition to that, a lot of people told me to try braiding the roots, and that just goes hand in hand with the idea that maybe the reason the hair is matting so bad is because we've got a bunch of different, like, there's a lot of movement in terms of like stray hairs coming out from where you originally placed them. And so the braiding is like a better method to keep the hairs in place. And if that is really the reason, then, you know, if the stray hairs are really the reason for the matting, then the braiding would take care of that, you know, with or without gel. So I would try that as well. I never got to trying it on my whole head just because I realize I am not the person with that level of patience. Like, I could manage to do like 70 mini twists, but I could not do 70 small braids. I could not. Twisting is fast for me, even though it's slow. It's like the faster of them. And so if I had to braid and then in the middle of that process, like switch up and then twist for all those 70 twists, and I had to do that every month, oh no, I would literally lose my mind. So I personally never tried implementing the braid at the root method, but if I were to go back and try it again, I shouldn't phrase it that way because I know myself and I cannot see myself ever doing that. Like I could not. I would end up in the insane asylum. They would have to like put me down because I would be senile. But for those of you who have the patience and you know that this is a thing that you are willing to do, that put in the time and effort, like it doesn't bother you, braiding the roots is the most received piece of advice for me throughout my entire journey. Yes, so if you have any other ideas, or if you're a person like a 4C natural or a combination 4C natural who's managed to like mitigate matting in like a long-term protective style, you are the person we're looking for. Please leave your expertise down below. We need help. Please help us. So yes, that's all I have to offer for mitigating matting in your twist when you're doing a long-term protective style, but hopefully someone among us has the answer, because yes, please bestow it upon us and then we can all level up together. So that's all for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Mata ne! Bye!